All right, man. Got some good other intel on Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. So let's talk about. A lot of people say, "Well, I don't know how much money Terence Crawford getting, and what was the asking prices and all that type of stuff." So let's kind of talk about it real quick. So Crawford was never gonna get 50-50. I thought he gave up 50-50 long ago. Obviously, like I said before, the desired purse by Errol Spence was he wanted $25 million. Okay. Um, that's what he wanted. Okay. Terence Crawford was just seeking $20 million. Okay. Now, some things people might have seen was like, well, Crawford asked for some money that he ain't never made before. Well, Errol Spence ain't never made 25 million before. Nowhere near that. Trust me. Okay. Unless there's some bonuses or some shit going around like that, he ain't made that amount of money. Now, word on the street is Terence Crawford made this fight happen. All right. He took less money. Right now, I don't know the specifics about did he sign with PBC or whatever the situation may be. I don't know the specifics. Right, I'm not sure if he signed with PBC or what it was now. But what I can tell you real quick before I tell y'all what the split is, but what I can tell you is that Terence Crawford actually was going to either go up to 100 and he was either going to go up to 154 pounds and start campaigning there if it was no Errol Spence, or he was going to go fight Virgil Ortiz. Okay, which I got to do a Virgil Ortiz video. Let me put that in my notes because I just forgot that quick. Yeah, he was going to go up and fight Virgil Ortiz. Or stay at 47, fight Virgil Ortiz and go up to 154 and compete. I don't know versus who, okay? So those are what his options were. All right. Out of the options, yeah, it is. I ain't mad at him. It is what it is. But those were his options. And so I don't know what network it was going to be on, or whatever the situation was going to be. I don't know. But as of right now, I know I don't know the network the fight going to be on. Okay. Apparently, the networks didn't want to put the money up. The investors didn't want to put a certain amount of money up. So really, man, I'm gonna read this to y'all real quick. So I'm gonna try to get to everything real quick. I'm not gonna discuss the split on the live tomorrow. I mean, yesterday. So y'all be seeing this on Friday. I'm not going to discuss the live, but so here it go right here. So So it says the Crawford Spence fight is in high demand for fans, not the networks and investors that have to put the $45 million the fighters want. So basically, the networks is somebody asking, and the investors don't think blacks should buy pay-per-views. Yes, that's what they're saying because it's a proven fact in the boxing game. Look, Mayweather to become a pay-per-view star once he fought Mexican with a fan base that buys and spends money on they kind, which was Oscar. The black supported black fighters, Floyd would have been on pay-per-view, better pay-per-view star when he fought Zab Judah, and it would have been on pay-per-view, but it was on free TV, or I think it was on regular HBO. Now, my answer to that was, well, my rebuttal to that, which this is my opinion, my rebuttal was this. All right. So my rebuttal was this. My thing was, what people don't understand is that, what people don't understand is Zab Judah was coming off a loss. That people don't understand. Zab was coming off a loss. So that's a lot different. I remember they both came out to 50 Cent songs for that fight while Jay-Z was in attendance. So basically, they telling you that my thing is Andrew Ruiz ain't selling. Well, Canelo, really ain't selling like that. But that's because of the digital era, and that's all that shit is. People got multiple ways to buy the fight, so they don't believe in black fan bases can actually sell a fight or you buy a fight, and that's why it's important. Like Tom Bitten said, this fight for the culture. And if you don't know somebody that ain't got the money, shoot them the bread. It's that time. You don't even cost you a full pair of Jordans. You can buy 2 pair of Jordans for with this pay-per-view. Shit, it might be 3 nowadays. It might be at $210. So, um, that's what it was. That's what it was. So, and also shit, it's gonna be Leo Santa Cruz, Ray Vargas on the undercard, and Sabril Matisse versus Jeremiah Spence for the vacant IBF left behind by Josh Taylor. Okay, so that's what it was gonna be. Now, credit to Errol Spence. I'm probably gonna say this tomorrow or yesterday. He made this fight happen. Okay, so this is before the fight got announced, right? It says so Errol Spence already had a fight coming up. Number 2, the opponent would be Crawford or Spence. They're working on making that fight with Crawford, but the backup is Thurman. Number 3, they already have an undercard at that. Also was told that Crawford has going up the middle super junior middleweight as an option if Spence don't fight or make the fight with Virgil Ortiz. One thing I can tell you is that the negotiations are taking forever because Earl don't want to fight Keith. Also, PBC wants to make the fight with Crawford. If not, they would announce the fight with Keith. So they want to make the Crawford fight, but then again, it really was Errol Spence not wanting to fight Keith Thurman. So that's really what it was. Now, if it was another opponent, I don't know. Let's say Danny Garcia, let's say Danny Garcia was, I don't know, relevant. He hadn't fought him yet. Maybe he would consider fighting Danny Garcia, but apparently he hate Errol Spence. I mean, he hate Keith Thurman, so he ain't plan on fighting Keith Thurman. Now, also, I was told that one of these things that happened if Keith Thurman is owed a fight at the winner. So I don't know if they hashed that out with Keith Thurman getting his WC title shot that he was allegedly contractually promised. I don't know what happened with that, but also Crawford is taking a 60-40 split. So Crawford is taking a 60-40 split, and that's what it is. So I don't know what's out of 45. So it sounded like he was willing to take what out of 45%. He was willing to take 20 out of 45 million. He was willing to fight. He was willing to take 20. And Spence got 25. So what's that? That got to be close to 60-40, 45-55 split somewhere in there. So like I said before, Crawford, I guess, had been off that wave, and Crawford made this fight happen. Crawford made this fight happen. He made this fight happen. And shout out to him, and so did Errol Spence. They swallowed their pride and they drug this out. And that's how you do it. When you don't get what you want, you drag it out to the last minute. And that got to be the best possible deal that could be paid. Because Al Hammond going to put money in his pocket first. Al Hammond going to walk away with more money than everybody. So you got to remember that too. These dudes know how the game go. These dudes know exactly how the game go. So to me, they played it right. Errol Spence stayed on code. Like I said, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Errol Spence stayed on code. Bud stayed on code. It really, them kind of indirectly working together. I don't know if they directly or indirectly work together, but them kind of like working together, kind of the way it looked like. They made this happen. Errol Spence, Al Hammond really wanted the Thurman fight, and one of the other reasons was that the demand was too high. They couldn't rationalize doing the Keith Thurman fight. That's what they really want to do, but the demand got too high. You go to Canelo Triple G3 Fight Week, people talking about Spence and Crawford. You go to another PBC event, Danny and Benavidez. Nobody cared about that fight. What they were talking about, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Mark Max, Ray Vargas, the same thing over and over and over again. It wasn't about the Charlos. It wasn't about Gervonta Tank Davis. You go to Tank fight, they all talking about Crawford and Spence. Go to another fight, Spence and Crawford. So, like I said before, The media did their job, Preston Espinosa, whatever network this gonna be on. Everybody did their job. The media, shout out to them. They started to see the light. Took y'all to the 23rd and a half hour, but y'all did your job. The vloggers stayed on code for the most part. But when it got to this point, you couldn't blame Bob Arum no more. And really, you couldn't blame Terence Crawford no more. Even though people really tried to blame Terence Crawford, but you couldn't. Can't tell nobody how much to take and how much to take and what they should do to put food on their table. You can't say that. Come on, like somebody going in, somebody getting a job for $15 an hour. They're like, nah, man, I'm quitting, dude. Everybody else making 18. Why I'm making this? And we doing the same exact job. So come on. And that's one of the reasons like they always say, well, you shouldn't really discuss how much you making out here. And I understand it. But sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes you do just do. One thing I can tell you, don't talk about your pay at the job. Keep your money and your honeys separate. And also, don't talk about politics. I've seen politics destroy whole relationships out here. At the workplace. I mean, obviously, if you get married to somebody, you got to know their political views. You gotta know their views on education. You got to know their finances. I mean, we can go on and on. There's things you got to know. But like I said before, I mean, that's pretty much it. So the reason why it took it so long, a lot of they don't believe, nobody believes this fight can do well. And they pulled and I already said this before, they pulled the numbers, and Errol Spence's numbers was a little bit better than Terence Crawford's. So they went through the whole shebang. Now, old girl from Philly, she go by the Raging Bull. I forget her name. I apologize for forgetting her name. Honestly, I really do. And she said a word on the curb is that I got was that Crawford got himself a gun of a gun of attorney, hell of attorney. Make sure everything is kosher. You learn from your past mistake. Can't knock him for that. So apparently he had his attorney go through a contract with a fine-tooth comb. Okay. And apparently too, this is another little tidbit. If you hung around and watched the video, I'm gonna drop another exclusive. Now I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were saying, I don't remember who I was. I talk to so many people every day, bro, and in and outside of boxing, and they were saying that the word on the street was that his lawyer was the one that told him to pursue legal action against this lawyer was the one that told him to pursue legal action against Bob Arum allegedly, and that's why he do it. So his legal counsel said, I guess he laid out all the facts. Now, had that not happened, could he had leveraged a little bit more and went back to top rank? Is the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. Could he have leveraged a little bit more and went back to top rank? And I don't know if that was the actual possibility to be real. I can't call that, but it wasn't a Terence Crawford or Bo Mack decision per se, or Terence Crawford talking to one of his coaches, or talking to whoever or manager, whatever. This was his legal counsel. It's like kind of like, I don't know if you ever prepared to do a lawsuit or something like that. And you go through a screening interview, you can call a law firm or whatever. If they can't take the case or it's not in their wheelhouse, they will turn around and refer you back to another law firm. You know what I'm saying? Or they could take the case that, they ask a screening question. They sound good. They bring you in, you lay the case out and let you know if you got a case or don't have the case. And that's pretty much, so it wasn't like Terence Crawford was probably per se seeking that, but he probably had it in his mind that that's the way he was really gonna go with it. And somebody can't slander your name right there and stop you from making a living. So if he do hit a lick for this pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? If he do hit a lick for this pay-per-view, the great thing about it is going to continue to be that, with this pay-per-view, he probably still going to get some money from Bob Arum on the back end, win, lose, or draw. He'll get some money on the back end from the lawsuit. If it's $1 million, $5 million, if the whole 10, it's something a little bit, lot less. If he still walk away with some money from that lawsuit, that's just going to add on to his purse. So it is what it is, man. Check out the welterweight boxing talk playlist, box rumor playlist thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notification. We go live and drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Peace. Let me know in the comments.